All right, so that's done. Let's get back.
Here they are. She just talked to mom 2 nights ago, 3 nights ago. Shit, they know.
Oh, whoops, we got somebody unmuted. So this is my setup. I do vending at our area Ujama market. Now I'm really excited about this because um, the community, there's been an organization that was formed in the community. They have a board and everything that want to promote minority businesses, women and minority owned businesses in our area, the capital region. If you're familiar with New York, um, we have three counties that make up the capital region of New York. Albany, New York is the state capital. That's where I am. And then we have Schenectady and Troy. So we have a tri county region. And this organization came together to promote small businesses in the area. And they want it to be our storefront, that it happens on a weekly basis, well, every other week. And then we travel to other areas around the Capital District. You know, I was thinking of doing this myself and starting some type of organization like this. And I was so excited that they did. If you don't have one in your area, it might be a good idea to get something like this started to promote small businesses where you can have this vending opportunity on a weekly basis. Like for this one, we're every Sunday, well, every other Sunday at this location, so people can look forward to it. I also tell my customers about it. I have samples here that people can try who come up. And you see, I even have that lucite case that's down in the bottom right or bottom left over there is my case that I stock my products for sale. And I'm hoping as this opportunity expands that I will have a few more cases up there because sales will be that great. So, you know, this is a good thing to maybe get started in your community. This organization has a board and everything. It's kind of operated as a cooperative, but it allows different businesses and they look for funding also to support other businesses in the area, other small business funding that has been released, and they help people get that funding and help them improve even their look, their advertising, all of that that this collaborative works to do. So I'm really excited about being involved in this, and this is where I get the opportunity to give out a lot of samples. For example, last a couple of weeks ago, when I was at this location, I gave out a woman walked up and you know, she was looking at the table and she stood right in front of that sign, looking to start your own business. She stood right in front of it and read it. That's the same thing I did, Dr. Betty, right? You were there. I stood in front of that sign. I even took pictures of it when you had it set up at our Black Expo when you came to Albany, New York.
Yes.
Yes, that's where I met Dr. Betty and Queen Neff. They came to Albany, New York to the Black Expo and sat up there, set up their display and had their samples and products out. And I stood right in front of that sign and read no initial investment. And that got my attention right away. So this young lady, she stood in front of the sign and I noticed her reading it and everything. And so I asked her, you know, what's your interest in CBD? What have you heard and such? And come to find out, she had some pain. She had pain in her knee and her shoulders. Well, you know, I whipped out a sample of that cream that I had in my little jars, and you're going to see how I packed them and everything. And I gave it to her, and I said, go in the bathroom, put this on your knees, and put this on your shoulder. And when your pain is gone, come back to me. Well, you know what she did, right? She put it on her knees. She waited a little bit and she came back because that pain had dissipated. It was gone. So now she tried the product. She had her testimonial right there. right in front of me at that table. And she also purchased product. And guess what? Now she is in the role of being a distributor. So this is how your products can work for you. I take products off of my shelf and use them as samples. So before I go through, how I package them up, I just want to say that I account for them because you can write this off in your taxes as marketing, advertising. I will take like a cream, like the pain cream. I'll take a jar off of my shelf that I keep here, my inventory here, and I'll take that off and I'll record it as marketing advertising, the price of it, right? I will record that in my book so that I know that I've used that, and I will use that jar to make my samples. So I'm not accounting for each sample that I give out. I account for the product that I use. So if I take a jar of gummies, right? If I take a jar of gummies, I don't have any of my samples here because I packed them up with my um, vending materials. But I'll take a jar of gummies off of my shelf, right? And I will, that has, the power gummies have what, 20 gummies in a jar. So I can give out 20 samples out of that jar, but I account for that jar. So I mark down the cost of that jar in under my category of marketing and advertising. Okay, so that's how you account for your samples. Same thing with your, I give out samples of the oil as well, and I will take it off the shelf and write it down. Don't think that you're going to write it down later. The moment that you have it, have a place that you keep track of all of your products that you use for samples. I also keep track of the products that I give away. So if I've done like at a grand opening or anything like that, I will mark down the amount of that, the date that I gave it away, and account for it. So account for everything. I hope that, we're going to be getting information on how to kind of work through our taxes and account for our businesses, hopefully a little later in this year, towards the front of this year. But do start writing that stuff down. Okay. If you have any questions as we go along, you can ask them. I'm a trainer by trade. That's what I do. And I am okay with people asking questions as I proceed. I like it that way. Okay, so I'm going to move on and show you what the tools that I use to package up my samples. So the first one are these 3 milliliter jars, and I get everything from Amazon. You can get it right on Amazon. So these are 3 milliliter jars. There's some nice tiny little jars that you can put product in. And mind you, I do not fill up this jar with product. I take a little bit and put it in the jar, probably a little swab, just a little dip, put it in the jar, probably about a quarter full, and close the lid. And that's the sample. I had one of my customers I gave her a sample of it. And she said that when she opened it, because she didn't open in front of me, when she went and opened it, she said, Fatima sure gave me a little bit. But then I told her only use a pinky size. And she said that little bit worked wonders. She put that little bit that she got and took a pinky size and rubbed it where her soreness was. And of course, it went away and she bought a full jar. You don't want to fill up the jar. If we're only using a little bit at a time, that jar can last a long time. You fill up 3 milliliters of that, that's going to last a long time. And you want them to buy it. You don't want to supply them totally free. It's a sample. So you put that in. The lady I told you I met at the vending opportunity, she tried it, and she said she was nursing that until she bought her own jar. So that's one of them. You put your, I put the extreme cream pain relief in these 3 milliliter jars. These are the amber glass vials. And remember, you're going to find all of this on Amazon. And I use the 3 milliliter, but again, I don't fill it up. Just two, what is it? The two, what do you call them? Dropper. There we go. 2 dropperfuls of the Wakanna oil can go into those. And I only put two dropperfuls, and that's about 30 drops, right? So that should give a good sample. And here's another tip. I use, in order for my tincture samples, I use the pure Hempranium. And I'll tell you why I use that. I have found that sometimes people will say that get the power that, oh, this didn't work for me. And I have even tried them. I put 3 drops. I've told them to use 3 drops twice a day because we start low and slow. And then I've even increased them to, because they haven't felt any relief, I said, okay, let's go to 5 or 6 drops twice a day. And they're still not receiving any relief. I have found that in those cases, the bioavailability of the pure works. So when they try the pure and go back down to 3 drops or 4 drops, that does the trick. And it's not because the product is stronger, it's because the particles, as we learned from Dr. Rita, the particles are smaller so that they are more bioavailable, and so will absorb into the system better. And I find that those people who do not get the response that they're looking for from the power Hempranium, that they are successful in getting their result from the pure Hempranium. And so, to avoid anyone telling me that they're not getting any response, I use pure Hempranium in my samples. When I sell the product, I sell it as power. I will advise them to try the power before they get the pure. Okay. So any questions about that? I know that was a little bit of information that you might not have heard before.
Now you said you sell the pure. You sample the pure, but you sell the power.
First, yes. I sample the pure, but I sell the power first.
The pure is the white label,
Yes.
and the power is the black label.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Fatima,
Yes.
this is Cheryl. I would like to give a sample of the hemp powered hair. Can I give a sample of that?
You
Because
can sample whatever you like, but understand that the hemp powered hair, they're not going to get immediate results from that.
Right.
See, you want product when you're sampling, we know that our products will give very quick results. So the hemp powered hair is, I don't sample that, because you need to use that at least a month to a month and a half to start seeing something. So I sell that as is and let them know that there is a money back guarantee. But I never get anything turned in because it works. So I'm
Thank
not.
you.
Okay, and that's what happens with my customers too, like 4 to 6 weeks. So I don't see giving samples out of that yet. They have to be on that a little longer.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Fatima, can you tell us again how many drops of the pure oil that you put in?
I put in 2 of the two of the
Droppers?
droppers. So all the way up to the top, two of those.
Okay,
That's about
okay.
15 drops in one dropper full.
okay, okay.
So
Thank
they're
you very
getting
much.
like about 30 drops. So if they're using
Right.
3 drops twice a day, right? So 6 drops,
Yes.
so about 5 good days of, right?
Yes,
Math-
very good.
Did I
Thank
do
you.
my math correctly? Yeah, 5 times 6 is 30, right? Right. So they get about six days worth of product to try. And that's, it's about a week, or, may even last more than that.
Fatima, which size bottles, jars are you using? Using the 3 millimeter bottles? Because I see in the picture is various sizes that's there. So
Yeah, I said the 3 milliliter amber glass vial. The 3 milliliter is what I use.
okay.
Only
Um,
because I think the larger one is cuter. I mean, it don't make a difference. I just started with 3 milliliter and did it, but I'm probably giving them 2 milliliters. So,
Oh, okay.
Something I do, Fatima, with the water soluble, I keep a case of water in my car, and I put the drops of water soluble in there, and I give bottles of the water out with the water soluble in it.
that's a great idea. That's a great idea. I might do that at the vending table. I like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And at the fun fair, I went to a couple fun fairs, and I just bought went to Aldi's, got the white cheddar popcorn, and put the Flavor King on it, and the chili lime, and just had some little cups of the popcorn and had that out for samples.
Yeah, that's nice for samples too. But remember that when you're sampling your product, you want them to get a response that they can immediately experience. You want them to experience a response, because that response is going to get them to come back and purchase the product. Okay, so use products. That's why the pain cream, always carry that around with you. And I'm going to show you toward the end of this what I package my dispensary. So I have a mobile dispensary that I carry around with me, with my samples in it. I do not leave the house without my dispensary with me. So I'll show you that toward the end. All right, so here's the next. These are all fabulous ideas. I hope you guys are taking notes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So here's the next thing I use are the bags. So there are 2 sizes of bags that I get. I get the 2x2 for the gummies, and you can just put it in as 2x2 Ziplocs, right? That's what they are. 2x2 Ziplocs for the gummies. And then I use the 3x4 for a sample baggie. And when I say sample baggie, that's going to be the baggie that I put the samples in. And I'll show you how I package that. So I put gummies in the 2x2. So I'll take my rubber gloves and I'll fill my gummy bags, my sample bags, and fill them up. And I will be using the 3x4s for the sample baggie, where all the samples will be in that, and I will give that out as a sample baggie. So now we have the 3 things that I sample. I sample the pain cream, I sample the oil, and the hempranium, and I sample the gummies. Those are the 3 main things. And the gummies, what's that for? The insomnia. When people say that they have problems, I ask questions. You ask people questions. Do you have trouble sleeping? What's going on with you? What is something that you want to address? And you know exactly what to give them for that.
Do you buy the baggies? Where do you buy those baggies from?
All of these everything I'm showing you is on
Amazon?
Amazon. Yep.
All right, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Amazon is my best friend. I think they deliver something to my house every day. They probably talk about you too. Say, well, goodness, can't she stop? Well, they shouldn't say that, right? Because they want me to spend money.
No, no. They love you.
Yeah, they love me.
Fatima,
Uh-huh.
hi, I did make it.
Hey.
Yeah, so I was wondering the cost of the baggies in the, the bulk package that you're getting, and about how many do you get in a
Oh,
package?
I don't
Around
know.
about.
You know, with Amazon, you can get different prices at different times. They change, they fluctuate. Something might be on sale when others aren't. So you gotta, do some shopping and comparative shopping and see where you're getting your best pricing. I don't usually get the same thing each time. I'll look and shop and see who's giving me the best deal for the number that I want to get. But I usually get them in a large enough bulk. I just bought these, which I think I might even send back because I did not even know that these things come. I like to have, so the jars came in this nice box, right? So my jars came in the box. That's nice. They came with labels. Look for things that come with labels. That's a good thing too, because you'll have those labels. You won't have to buy the labels separately. So that's what's my jars. And the vials, I think I got maybe about 50 vials in the bag. So they come, right? That's how the vials, and they come in the bag.
Did you get the different color vials or just one color?
No, I just like the amber. That's just my preference. I mean, people have.
Yeah, because I like the fact with the different colors.
Yeah.
So if I gave somebody a sample of pure versus a sample of the power hempranium, just so that I could remember. And at the time, I was also sampling the Dr. Rita's rub. So I wanted to make sure I knew if they asked me something. I usually put like a dot. I bought the dots and I put a number on the dot or a letter. And then I gave them a postcard that told them what was in each of the packages. And just a real short thing like for sleep or for pain or, take three drops, start with 3 drops under your tongue or start with half a gummy. Just something really short so I could put it all on one postcard, one little card.
Yep.
But that was just the way, that's what we ended up getting when Ambi ordered the jars or the vials.
Yeah.
And so that's how I ended up doing it that way.
Great.
But the reason I asked about the baggies
let me finish answering that question you answered with some caution. Do you see this? They sent me, I thought I had a really good deal, but I didn't read very well. They sent me disassembled vials. So I got to put the darn vials together. Here the stopper. Here's the jar, right? Here's the top. And then I got another little thing. Be careful. I'm sending this back because I don't have time to sit here and put together, right? I thought I had 200 files. I was getting a good deal. But they said, well, we'll send them to you, but you got to assemble them. No, I don't have time for that. They're going back to Amazon.
Just for the sake of knowing, when you were getting ready to order, did you go back to look to see if it said that they came disassembled or not?
That's
just
what
so that
I missed. That's what I'm advising you. Make sure that you read that they come assembled because they will send you these. You think you're getting a good deal. And if you have the time to assemble them, you are getting a good deal. But I don't have that time, so they're going back. All right. So the next thing up is what Maggie mentioned is what I add to is the card. So I add a little information to my baggie. So I just print it out, right? And cut them up, print them out, nothing fancy, right? I print it out, I'd say what's in the bag, and here's the baggie. This is the 3x4. This is the 3x4 baggie. So I will put the card, this information card, in the baggie. Fits very nicely, right? I use a label template on Word. I use the label template, and then I make labels. I print them out as if they were labels. So I put the in thing, and I take my business card and I put my business card in. And then you see how that has like a little opening there. So now I have the business card on one side, the information on the other, and I drop the sample in between. It's just a nice presentation. That's it. You know, I like how it presents. And then I seal it. And that's what they walk away with as a sample. Now, you know that when you give a sample, what do you get? Their name, their telephone number, their address, their date of birth, their email, and the city their mom was born in. Why? Why do you need all that information?
So you can make them your customer.
Yep.
That's right. If you're going to get a sample from me, you are going to give me all that information. Because I don't want you going to wakanna.com and I've given you a sample and you're just purchasing something from the website. I want to make sure, plus I want to follow up. That's the other reason. So you want to make sure that you have that information so that they are entered in as your customer, and that you can follow up with them by text, by email, any way that you can.
Okay. Hi. Can you hear me? My name is Felicia. Thank you for taking the time out to, give all this information. I just want to know, can you repeat what you just said? What the info, the phone number, the email, and I didn't get all of it.
If you miss it, and I will repeat it again, but it is the same thing that is on your new customer. If somebody signs up as a new customer, if you hit that, you'll see all of this. So it's their name, their telephone number, 6 pieces, their name, their telephone number, their email, their address, their date of birth, and the city their mom was born. And that's for security. That's just a standard security. And when I put them in, they're also going to need a password. But I put them in as I set up the password as their address number, their last name with a capital letter, and an exclamation point at the end. Everybody's, and I set every customer up that way because I will remember what that password is whenever I give it to them. So I use their street number, their last name with a capital letter, and an exclamation point. And I do that consistently for every customer. The only reason a customer wouldn't have that password is because they've entered their information themselves, or they've gone in and changed their password. Now I see a lot of things jumping up in the chat. I wasn't monitoring the chat over there. Yep. Great, helpful information. That's my daughter. How many baggies do you get? I think I've gotten now that, right? So you guys are still asking the question. Thank you, great tips. Great, 3 milliliter. Oh, you mean for the pure hempranium? For the oil, Susan asked, I don't use a jar for the oil. I use the 3 milliliter vial.
I'll monitor the chat for you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Fatima. I think Gigi had asked that question, but you answered it for me. So thank you so
Okay.
much.
Okay, great. Also notice that I put on here black seed oil. And I want my customers to know, even though I might not give out a sample of black seed oil, I don't tend to do it, but I want them to know we also have essential oils, because there are some people that are funny about CBD. You know that we've heard it all, right? They think we peddling marijuana and drugs and everything like that and don't want anything to do with us. But we're about health and wellness. So I always drop that black seed oil on there, just to let them know.
Do you circle the whichever one that you're putting in your bag, or you just leave it as it is?
Nope, that's a good idea to circle, but I have it. I've just put it, left it as it is.
Hi, Fatima. This is Gloria.
Hi, Gloria.
Question. Is there any way we can, or have you thought about sampling the nasal spray?
No, I have well, I do it at my table.
Okay.
The
How do
nasal
you do
spray
that?
I do at my table when I'm vending, and I will offer to spray their mask.
Oh, okay.
With the thing, because that's how I sell my first to fifth. I tell
You do it on
Okay.
I tell people that it is great to spray into your mask in the nose area and to inhale those the fumes of the essential oils on a regular basis. I'll even spray my mask and put it on and then squeeze my nose a little so that a little bit of the oil gets into the nostrils, because that pump is something else. Y'all tried that spray?
Oh, that
Gosh.
spray.
I
Look.
tried that spray. Oh my goodness. And it said don't inhale. You didn't have to inhale.
I thought I was gonna die. I was like, oh my God.
No.
What have I done?
You know, we want to try all our products, right? So I said I was going to try this. I didn't, have no problem. So I'm squeeze the thing. Oh, I like to die. I hear you. So now
I was gonna die.
I spray 2 drops on the mask each day. I don't go out without spraying my mask. So I spray my mask, I put on my mask, and then I squeeze in that nose area a little bit so that some of that oil can get right on the outside of it. And then I let it go and just wear the mask.
That's good. I'm glad I asked you, because I have a really great testimony from a client. Long story short, she's had 5 surgeries for polyps, hasn't been able to smell for 5 years, used the spray one night and was able to sleep all night long. And within 2 weeks, she was able to smell.
Oh, that's a wonderful testimonial for that. Yeah, that'll open you up, all right. That'll fix it. That CBD up in there and that other oils in there, that'll open you right up.
If that don't fix it, it can't get fixed.
It can't get fixed. So I just spray as people come up. I'll spray their mask and let them inhale it, and I'll talk to them about it. So that's how I use that.
Good. I'm going to suggest that. That's a good selling. Okay, great. I'm glad I asked that question.
Yep. And folks, while I got all of you, I got 41 people on the call. You all know I teach Zumba. You all need to be doing some Zumba with me. I teach Zumba on Mondays at 5 p.m. Eastern, so it's 4 p.m. Central, for an hour. And it's Zumba Gold. It's easy Zumba. But let me tell you what else I do during my classes. I also do a commercial. I do an infomercial about a Wakanna product. So You can come on, you can invite your customers on, just have them do something healthy. And I will give a commercial and you could be selling product. I can't tell you how much product I've sold or interest that I piqued just by saying something of how I've used. I said, oh, girl, I had to just rub down my knees with this. I'll pull out my thing, I'll put it up to the screen. So before I got started, I rubbed it down. I rubbed it down good and got my knees working, because you can use this and you can rub it here, you can rub it there, wherever you want, and it will work wonders for you. I suggest you go get you some, cbdladyforlife.com. So I do an infomercial. Get your customers on. You come on and you get your customers on too. So that's
how I got with Fatima. That's how Fatima and I met.
Yes, through soul line dancing, definitely.
I'm sorry I didn't listen to her.
What's the details?
She's talking about how she gets her customers.
Watch out for, I'll post it on our group.
Okay.
There, and I've been posting it on the 90-day too. So if you're on the 90-day, you'll get it there. You'll hear about the Monday class, and you'll hear about the Saturday morning. I do Saturday mornings at 10 o'clock. We get started to 11:30. That's Eastern. So you got to adjust the time, because I had folks coming on this Monday, they came on an hour after I ended. They came on an hour after because they didn't adjust the time. And I put on their EST. So do that. And I have a soul line dancing party coming up for Valentine's Day, and another dance-a-thon, a fundraiser coming up in March. So stay posted. I'm Mama Zumba. You can find me on my Facebook page, MAMAZUMBA. On Facebook, I have a page, like my page, and you will be up on everything. You will know what's happening with me in dance. See, infomercials work. So here, this is what I use as my mobile dispensary. Remember I said I had a mobile dispensary. Here it is. Okay. My mobile dispensary. This dispensary is just the hard travel tech organizer case. And if you put that in there, you put that on Facebook, Pro Case, hard travel tech organizer case, this will come up. And it does. It has a really nice hard cover, right? And it has a strap. So this goes out with me. If I'm going out the door, I keep it right there by the door. And if I'm going out the door, it goes with me. Now inside has all those compartments that you see. So you see it has those two two areas there. So it has zips on this side and it has zips on that side, other compartments. And this is where I stock my jars. Right? My jars go up in this little zippy here. My vials go right in here. Right? I also have some of the, I didn't show this to you all on the, I didn't post these, but I get these little plastic little swabs to give people with their oil. So that's there. And then I keep this area, I use this zip front, I use to put samples of my gummies. And I attach it to my business card, right? Put those in there. And this is also where I keep my full size. This is where I would also keep my full size gummies. So they fit nicely right up in there. See that? So if I need to sell some full size a four pack, the 4-pack fits nicely in there. As does the new larger packs, they fit in there too. But that's where I keep those gummies. And then on the other side, I have, just some information. There's some slots there. I keep extra business cards in here. But here is where I keep full-size product. So I have some hemp-powered hair. I have some hempranium, you know, just one. You never know. I just keep one in there. You never know when you're going to walk up on someone that come across somebody that might want it. Right now, I have smaller vials of the First Defense, and I already sold my, I mean, this is the Essential Defense. I hope y'all are using this too. I have a cup of tea every day and drop in my First Defense in there. That's got to get in my system. Essential Defense. Yeah, Essential Defense. Also back here, I keep brochures, right? You see the brochures are back in there. They fit real nicely in this compartment. They're the right size. They fit right in. I don't have to cut down anything. They fit right in. And I keep these bags here. And whatever ideas maybe these bags, because it really makes a nice presentation when you're delivering product to deliver it in a nice bag. So you put your product in, I fold it down, I put my business card right up on the top, staple it, and that's how I deliver product. But I always keep these bags handy in case I sell. I don't just give somebody a hempranium. I want to, you know, make a nice presentation, put some brochures in the bag. The brochures fold down really nicely. They fit into this bag as well. You can put the brochures, your product, drop that in there. I don't put it in with the, you know, put it in with the thing. I'll put the product in, and then I will fold the bag, get my business card, my business card, and give a nice presentation and staple that on the top, and bam, that's how they get their product. Okay. Those bags are these 5x7 merchandising bags that you get on Amazon. 5x7 craft merchandising bags. It looks professional, right? When you're delivering product, I've dropped people's product like off in their mailbox or something like that, or at that door. It's a nice presentation. And you can put in additional information. I add a couple of business cards in here, the brochures and things. So that's dropping off product, or if I'm dropping off samples. You should have your brochures. That's I put that up there too. I will also mail. You may have people that are across the country that you want to give samples to. There's no reason that you can't mail out samples. Okay, get your samples together in your baggie, as you said, and then always keep these. We get enough of these. Don't you get your product in these little bubble bags? All of your hempraniums and everything come in these bubble bags. Keep them. I got piles of them over here. Every time I get hempranium, these don't get thrown away. This is where I put my sample, just so that they can go safely into the mail. So I will drop the same baggie once I've done. Where's the baggie? So instead of putting it in here, I will put all of that information in the little shipping baggie, right? So it goes in here with the card, just like I showed you before. All the information goes in the baggie, right? And then you put your set. Where is it? Come on, Fatima, get it. All right. So you put your sample of your cream, right? That goes in the baggie. you put your gummy sample. Where is it? Anyhow, you get the idea. The gummy sample goes in the baggie. The vial, right? The vial goes in the baggie. All that goes in the baggie with the information. I fold it down. It's ready to go. It's ready to be shipped out. And you know what I use? My shipping bags. I keep them. I keep every single one of these bags that my product gets mailed in. I don't have to go to the store and buy any shipping bags. Forget that. So I take that bag and I always open my bags carefully, right? So I can reuse them. And I don't open them from the top. I like that seal to stay at the bottom there. So I open the other end. I just cut very easily the other end. And I'll drop that sample in there, right? I'll drop the brochure. I'll drop the brochure in there. I'll drop my business cards. Everything goes in here. I'll fold it up because I'm gonna fold it down. I drop that in there. All that gets put in there, right? Anything I'm gonna ship out, I ship out my sample. Now, if you ship it like this, it's gonna cost more. So, where are my scissors? You cut that thing down. Cut it down because you want the envelope to look like that. Okay? Cut that down. I cut down the side. You see I'm cutting here? Y'all can't see. But I cut that down. And I cut this off. Okay, see, now I have my envelope with my edge. Fold that down. Oh, before I do that, you got to get you some of these shipping labels. Right? Avery shipping labels, the big ones. Avery shipping labels. The ones that cover up. You see it says it covers up a label. I get the Avery shipping labels and I put one of those labels over my shipping address. Seal that down. And now it's ready to go. I always have my tape. Seal that up. Bam. Now all you have to do is put the address, where you're going, your return address, and it's ready to go. That's $3.80. This should mail for $3.80. And remember, keep your receipts because it's a write-off. Okay? And that's how you send your samples all over the place without spending a whole lot of money. All right. So I think I've come to my—
Awesome, awesome.
Yep, I'm at the end. So I hope you guys—
Excellent job.
Useful information.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Fatima. That was excellent. Great tips.
You
Yes,
were
that
on
was.
the chain. Thank you.
It was awesome, Fatima.
Thanks for sharing.
You're most welcome. Go out. Go
Thank you,
get
ma'am.
those samples out. Get your customers. Get those distributors, and then come back and let me know.
Yay. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Fatima,
great
when will
job.
you
Thank
redo
you.
Can't wait to do Zoom presentation you did last week.
I didn't hear
There's
you.
a question.
When will you do the presentation you did last week that you could not record? When will you be able to redo that one?
I could probably get that done next week.
Okay.
Let's try to see if, I know we're getting started with our 90-day. Let's see what happens, what that looks like. That was the show me the money.
Yes.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So yeah, I will try to do that.
Thank you so much.
Are there any other questions? God bless you.
No.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you,
you.
Fatima.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Good night. Thanks, Fatima.
night.
Great job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Appreciate your
Yeah,
time.
they recorded some of the moves in, and so I ripped those
Thank
skills
you,
and
Fatima.
you know, so you can make sure you have the right. Exactly, because they came in.